Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm so happy to have back on again XOLEX. She has a brand new track out. It's called Rebel Child, and I'm super excited to talk to her all about it. Thank you so much for being here in the middle of what sounds like a busy day. I really appreciate it. What's going on?
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me back. I have just been traveling and running around with my head cut off, it feels like, but I made it, so we're good.
Making music and having an actual life is it's like two full-time jobs, so I
Oh yeah,
completely understand.
when you fly and they lose your luggage, like that's awesome.
Jeez.
I've been in like literally a pair of sweats and a shirt for the past 2 days. Like I had to go get new clothes, paid
I
by
get
paid
it.
by
By the
Allegiant.
airline, I hope.
Yep.
Okay, good. Right. Good.
So,
I hope you bought the good stuff.
yeah,
Let them pay for it.
exactly
Um,
it.
well, I want to talk about this song. And I think, like any song that you listen to, the first thing that you really know about it is the name of it. And I think just the name Rebel Child kind of gives you like an idea of what it might be about, what it's going to sound like.
Yeah.
So I want to, and it obviously came true in a sense. I want to know though, like what spurred you making this song specifically?
Well, it's been written for like 2 years now.
Oh,
So
wow.
originally when I wrote it with Bobby Terry and Greg Becker, I went there and I was like, my dad and I's relationship had was always like my best friend. Like he was my coach growing up in all sports and like we were so close. And then when I left for college, it kind of like I think it was maybe him just seeing, his daughter off by herself and like growing without him was
Yeah,
just kind of hard on him. And so I went to them and I was like, how do I write a song and I want it to be called Rebel Child because I am a rebel child, and so is my dad. Like I
sure.
wanted to incorporate, everything our relationship ever has been about. And so we wrote it that day and sat on it for quite a long time to just kind of see where my like my singing career was going to take me. Because obviously it was
Sure.
such a great song. I didn't want to drop it when I didn't have really a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like now is like a really great time to have dropped it. We already have like almost 40,000 views in 3 days on the
Awesome.
video. So I think like, it's going good for an independent artist for sure.
I would say so. I mean, listen, so much of the trouble for an independent artist is it's not the talent part, it's the actual getting people to listen to your music. And I think that what you've kind of done here with the music video is you've added like this beautiful visual component to a song that when you listen to it, it literally paints a picture in your head with your words.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not that the music video is a lost art because it's not, but it's nice that you put together something so nice. I want to talk about this video because it's extremely cinematic and it just like, I don't know, it feels like a short film rather than a music video. There's just so much like beauty in it. How
Yeah. I'm
did
so
you
glad you
make
said
it?
short
How,
film
yeah.
because
No,
that's
it
definitely
really feels like a film.
yeah. Well, fun fact, my dad was like honestly like the main director of the shoot, so that was really
No
cool
way.
to
Okay.
have like a memory of that. And like everybody on in the music video was actually my family. So like my
Cute.
cousin and his daughter was like my dad and I back in the day, like the
Cool.
old people. My grandma in the video was my Aunt Kathy, who was actually my grandma's daughter. So
Okay.
it really just encompasses like, our family values, like, and just who we are as people. So we really did want to like obviously hit at the heartstrings, which I think we did. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people feedback is like, oh my gosh, I'm such a tough cookie. Here I am tearing up. Da,
Right.
da, da. So I think we definitely like again, like the 2 years was worth the wait because we had a lot of time to sit and like really just think about how we can hit at people the way we want to hit at them.
That's awesome. I think it's really interesting though because obviously the song is about your life, your upbringing, partially your dad, and then you kind of infuse your family into it. What's your family's perspective on kind of like they're like in your legacy of creating this video? What were their thoughts on the whole thing?
I think that's why like it's so cool because they can like my cousin's little daughter like they can look at this music video 20 years from now and be like
Right.
that's insane. 'Cause
Yeah.
we might be dealing with the same thing that me and my dad dealt with, which was just like we had to take some time apart, like we were butting heads too much to really realize okay we are the same person. We have done similar things with our lives, but just like different time
Yeah.
zones. You know what I'm saying? So it really just embodied like honestly the past, present, and future like all together because like it's
So
never gonna
cool.
die. Like our music video is always it's gonna live on for forever, and that was our goal was like to have a
Right.
music video that can like be last like everlasting, you know?
So cool. I would love, not me personally, I would love to like be the girl in the video and then watch this thing 20 years later
That's
and
what
be
I'm
like,
saying. She was such a
what?
great model. Like I'm telling
Right.
you, I literally called my cousin and his wife, and I was like, "You have a star in the making. Like whether it's singing or
It's
modeling
awesome.
or
Right.
actressing, that girl is made to be in front of the camera." Like it
That's awesome.
was insane. Like it was actually insane to watch. Like it was so insane.
Very
Like so
cool.
good. Like I was
Yeah.
like, "Ava, you need to do this," but like
Right.
doing it already, and I'm like,
Nice.
"Yeah, it was
Yeah, I
crazy."
mean, yeah, and for everyone have like we're gonna have the video in the article so that you can everyone can watch it. It deserves to be watched.
Exactly.
Um, as for the actual, writing of the song, I find that the more personal the song, potentially the easier to write because you're just pulling from your life. Did you
Mhm.
find it difficult to get your ideas to paper here?
No, honestly, Rebel Child was really easy to write, but I think it was already because I already had ideas um, in my head that I already kind of brought to life like throughout the years. Like, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And writing
Right.
it with Bobby and Greg, two amazing songwriters in Nashville, like it was just like meant to be. Like we were literally, we wrote
Totally.
it, I think, in 2.5 hours. So,
Wow. 2.5 hours?
yeah,
Jeez, that's amazing.
so
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, listen, I think the best songs come quick. The longer you spend on something, you turn into a perfectionist and you're like
Yeah,
second
no,
guessing every single
exactly. I'm
thing.
like, this is insane.
Right.
What?
That's awesome. And then another thing on the song is like, I find that it's very minimalistic in the sense of the instrumentation. It
Mhm.
kind of allows people to focus in on the words instead of being distracted by like a horn section or like a shredding guitar solo or something like that. You've
Yeah.
kind of brought it down to basics here and created something that's like, yes, I've created beauty in the background, but I really want you to focus over here. Did you
Mhm.
always have the idea or the blueprint that you wanted to be more of like a piano ballad?
Yeah, I actually the demo was just piano, and I was like, I only want this because I definitely
Nice.
wanted the words to obviously outweigh the production. But Bobby Terry did an amazing job with the production where he added like again like the minimal things to make it
Yeah,
extra, but not to the point where you're like, what is she saying? What's going on?
right.
So I think honestly it just worked out how I'm telling you it was like everything was God's plan, like the timing, who produced it, who I wrote it with, when we dropped the music video, like all of it was
Right.
definitely like for once in my life not chaotic. So
And you're like, okay, good. Because chaos, man, that's a stressor. That'll give you
I
gray
always tell
hairs.
people
You don't
like
want
chaos
that.
follows me. So if you're not like if you can't like if you're not good under pressure, you cannot be on my
No,
team and my friend group. Like you're just it can't happen.
it's
Like for me,
true.
like I got into this building to do this video 10 minutes before the music video, not
Oh, dang.
with hair done, not with makeup done, and my mom's like, I'm like,
Well, listen,
I'm
I
good under
appreciate you
pressure.
being here. I'm serious. I appreciate you being here. Like it really means a lot to me for people to be on time and like I'm happy to be doing this. So thank you
Yeah,
for
well, thank you
making it
again for
work.
having me. I just let you know, like it's always something with me. You know what I'm saying?
You're
It's never.
good. You're good. Life is funny sometimes. You just have to laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, we're like right at the end of September here. We have a few months left in the year. Is there anything else planned for the rest of this year in terms of like working on more music, potentially more releases, shows, anything along those lines?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a booking agent at the moment who can
Okay.
really, really push my music and my band to like places I can't push myself to. So that's like the main thing because like my performances have been like amazing. So I want to obviously
Yeah.
continue that growth. And then obviously I have like a good 15 songs I'm sitting on. So we're actually going to drop a song in
Wow.
November, one of my favorites, and one of my good friends is actually producing that one from Nashville too. His name's Dylan. So I'm excited about that. And this song's honestly, personally, I'm better than Rebel Child. So I
Oh,
know it. Yeah. And we do the music video for that. I need to talk to my team, but I think it's next week. So
sweet. Okay.
we're just gonna keep.
Things are coming along. And listen, I don't
Algorithm.
I don't want you to say too much. You don't have to. But in terms of the sound of this new single, can people expect something new, some experimentation, or is it
Oh
in
yeah.
a similar
Yeah,
vein?
and
Okay.
actually I've been doing primarily country, but I actually have a friend who lives in Turks and Caicos, and he's like
Sweet.
the island boy vibe, and so I actually just got onto a song with him, which is just super cool because I'm like again like
Awesome.
I love all genres.
Yeah.
Ideally, he'll drop that by himself, like do his own thing with that. But like I do dip and dab in all areas, but like the way that I write, it just comes so naturally to me with country. So
Sure.
if it's missing her track is kind of a mix of like country and like pop, not even pop. I don't know. It's its own genre, to be honest.
Cool.
Like, yeah, it's very cool. So I'm excited to drop that just to see what people think um, about the writing and also about the production. Because again, it's not like oh that's a country song. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, the best songs are the ones that make you come back and you're like,
Hmm.
what did I just hear? Have I heard this before?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
the worst thing is being like, this sounds exactly like XYZ. Like, you don't want
Yeah,
that. You want people to be like, this person is their own person carving their own path. Like, that's
yeah,
what you need. That's
exactly.
awesome. Listen, it's been like, I'm looking at the date here. The last time we spoke was March of 23. So it's been well over a year since we talked. And I kind of want to know from your perspective, what has changed in like your space? What has changed like in your processes? Like, what have you learned and grown from?
I mean, I feel like I've definitely got into my performancing and like gigging era, so I've been having a lot more
Cool.
gigs. So that's really cool. That and they're paid gigs as well, which I'm so thankful for because a lot of people still in Nashville don't get paid to perform, which is just like so unfortunate. Like you have
Yeah.
to, you know what I'm saying? Like that
I know
actually,
there's too many people there.
yeah,
I
like a
mean,
lot
too
of
many people making
talented
music.
artists, yeah. But I would say that, and like obviously, like my songwriting and like the way that I just kind of put together music now is just like I feel like I'm getting better and better each year, along with honestly, my team has been the most put together it's ever been in my life. So like again, the algorithm is algorithming because we have a good team and we keep
Algorithmic.
putting out music videos.
Sure.
So I mean it's looking good and I have a lot of good things that came into my life the past couple of months. So I'm hoping to see where that goes in the next few. So just a lot to look forward to, honestly.
That's awesome. What do you think has been the biggest driver of growth for you?
I think just like my family,
Yeah,
but a lot of like my mom and dad are two people who are like deep in my music career. Like my mom's kind
that's
of like
awesome.
a manager, my
You're
dad's my
lucky.
exactly. So I don't even have to like really deal with anybody from the outside, which is nice because a lot of people from the outside don't have the best interest for you. So
No.
I would say, if there's days where I'm like not wanting to even think about music, like I'm like, well, I kind of have to because there's a group of people that are obvious, and not even my family, but I actually have like a good group of fans. Like I have fans. Like two girls got their knee tatted with my name on it.
Shut
That
up. Are you
was the first.
serious?
Where that was a first for me. My last performance, I signed so many people's shoes and bodies and items where I'm like, this is like insane. Like I've
Damn.
never done that or seen
I
that.
I don't know if my ego could take that.
Yeah, no, I
Knowing
literally
that someone
had
permanently
to be
marked their
a joke.
body for me.
Yeah, I was like, this has to be a joke, but like thankful and grateful for someone, for
Yeah,
those who really like, appreciate and love my music the way they do.
that's
But that's
wild.
crazy. I've never had that done. So
Yeah. Listen, okay. In 10 years from now, when you've put out albums and you're touring big, like you're gonna go back to those two people and be like, it was
yeah, I'd be
worth
like,
it,
you guys
right?
are my first ever
Yeah,
people
that's the
who
best. Don't
attended.
forget them. Give them the tickets. Like it's
Yeah,
about like fostering the fan base and making
exactly.
it for life.
And
That's super cool.
I do have a great fan base. They're all really lovely and I haven't had to deal with a lot of like crazy shit. So
Good. I'm happy to hear it.
yeah.
I always find that like people like you that are going out of their way to make different music that breaks the mold, they still
Mhm.
have influences. Whether it be specific artists or bands or just like outside forces. What's
Yeah.
been the biggest influence for you for making your specific kind of music?
I think just like the stories that I've been a part of, you know what I'm saying? Or that I've
Cool.
seen. I think whatever comes to my mind, I just write about. Like missing her is something that I think it was like a, not a trauma response, but like I've felt these emotions for years and years and years. And so I think I just wrote it finally when I was ready and healed to write it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it depends. Like it really depends on where my life is, what's happening in my life, what's happening into my life with with the people I love,
Yeah.
path, I feel everything. So, but I don't show my emotions. Like one thing I do is like a lot of people say like they're like you're emotionless, but it's like I just don't. I have a hard time showing my emotions. Like you'll never see me out of body or out of character unless like I just reached like my limit. You know.
Sure. Do you find that maybe the emotions show through the music that you're making?
That's why I'm saying like that's why music's so, like an outlet for
Yeah.
me. That's the way that I like
Cool.
show
It's
kind
like
of.
it's a diary for everyone. Like
Yeah.
if you don't know me personally, listen to my songs and you'll get a glimpse of the person that I am.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, you
Really
know what?
cool.
If you don't know me or you feel like it's hard to read me, just listen to my music. So,
That's awesome. I respect that because I'm kind of similar way where it's like I'm a pretty, I'm obviously being extroverted right now, but I'm an introverted
yeah,
person and it's like,
it is what
yeah,
it is, you
how do you
know?
get it out? People want to
Exactly.
force you to say the things that you want to say and that's just not how it works. I get
No,
it. I get it. I have a couple more questions for you. I want to know what is like the biggest thing that you want to see happen for your music next year.
I just want to open for someone really big. Like, and if it's
Yes,
not like,
awesome.
that's like my main goal is I really want the opportunity to just like, showcase the type of performer and the type of person I am. So it doesn't have to be obviously like the biggest, but I want to perform to somebody who has a really genuine, good fan base, who
Yeah.
also has been performing like for years and just kind of, grow and learn from them. That's like my main goal is that I don't really care about the streams or the following, like that's all great, but ideally like I want to continue to grow and like the way that I want to grow is to grow in my performance. So,
Awesome.
and every time like from my first gig to my last, like there's so much growth there. It's really cool to see because I even see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, listen, being realistic here, I think that's a very attainable goal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You see so many people that are like, oh, well, they were opening up for this person last year. And now look at them. That could be
Mhm.
you. And it's not that crazy. If you're already performing and getting out there and kind of honing in your performance, what's to say that you can't get on a tour? Like it's very
Exactly.
doable.
Yeah.
So I
Like I'm
love
not
that.
even.
My last thing for you here is it's basically like I think a lot of people will discover your music. They might listen to this song, they might listen to another song. What's something that you'd want to tell that person before they listen to any of your music?
I mean, honestly, I just hope that it hits at your heartstrings. I hope you feel not alone with anything you're going through because woman to woman or even woman to man, whoever's listening to my music, it's going to realistically like you're going to feel something.
Yeah,
And so I hope it just reaches them in a way where they're like, all right, like that made me feel something. You know what I'm saying? Because in
I
this
get it.
world, like we don't really have anything that embodies positivity or just like embodies like to be vulnerable. Like you have to just like put up a front, and there's just a lot of hate with how we're living. And so I was like,
Yeah.
if anything, listen to my music, feel the love, and feel me, because that's all me at the end of the day.
I could not agree more. Truly, like if you're listening to music and you're not emotionally connecting to it, then I feel like you're not really experiencing it.
Yeah,
Some music is made for just feeling good and like getting the vibes of it all, but serious music for serious artists like the music that you're making, if you're not connecting with it, then you need to listen again.
yeah.
So that's what I
Well,
have
I
to say.
appreciate that. That's super sweet. I really do.
Very welcome. I mean it though. And I really want to thank you for taking the time. Like it means so much to me. I want to plug your music again before we wrap up here. So
Of
for
course.
anyone who didn't know, who didn't read the title, I'm speaking with XOLEX. The new song is called Rebel Child. Of course, we'll have the links everywhere so you can listen and share and follow along. Obviously, stay tuned for more. Look at the tour dates. If you're ever in LA and you're playing a show, please hit me up. I don't want to miss it.
Got to.
And
They need to believe that.
I'm serious. And I, again, I really appreciate you taking the time. It means a lot.
Thank you for having me, Austin. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. All right. Have an amazing rest of your day. I hope everything gets sorted out in your
Thank
life.
you.
And I hope to speak soon.
Yes, thank you so much. Bye.
Awesome. Take care. Bye bye.